morning. Welcome to P&B Sports Show. I'm Aroko Tom. Today we are going to be talking about the Europa League quarterfinals and the Conference League quarterfinals. You know, today we are going to be diving into comebacks and we're going to be diving into losses from teams that won the first leg. And for this, we are going to have two seasoned sports analysts, and they are Mr. Ero John, all the way from Benin, and Mr. Osedion Leo here in Abuja. But before they were going to go on a very, very short break. But grab your teacup, sit tight, because P&B Sports starts now. Welcome back. Like I said earlier, we're going to be talking about the matches that happened yesterday. And let's start with Chelsea. Mr. Ero and Mr. Osedion, how are you both doing and how is the weather?
Good morning, Mr. Tom. Good morning, listeners and viewers. Thank you for having me on the show once again. I'm very okay, and the weather over here is quite fair. It's a sunny day and it's good. It's good to be in your midst once again. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Osedion.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, my fellow presenters and our hosts, of course. My fellow presenter and our hosts. I say, well, it's a good day, bright and fair.
And it's a good Friday. Okay, so we're going to be diving into Chelsea's match. Yesterday, we saw something different. We saw that Chelsea lost the second leg of the quarterfinals, but they qualified for the semi-finals. So what do you, Mr. Ero John, what happened in yesterday's Chelsea's match? Please just give us some detailed analysis on what happened.
Okay, thank you very much for that. First of all, as a Chelsea fan, I'm very much disappointed. In fact, I'm heartbroken that we'll lose at home to Liga also. It's appalling. It's not good for our home fans. It's not something to be joyful about. But yesterday's game, I will blame it on the players. I'll give 80% of the blame to the players who played that match. They did not give it their all. I don't understand. We possessed the game. The possession was 65-35. We boxed the game, but I strongly feel like this Chelsea side recently, they lack the drive. I don't know whether the problem is coming from the dressing room, from the coach, or I don't know. They lack the drive. They lack the hunger. If you see the way they play, even when we were down 2-1, they were playing like, they always play games like there's nothing to lose, there's nothing to fight. So they play games like we are just here. They play football like people that they beg to come to the pitch. I really do not understand where all that is coming from. Yes, I know we won the first leg 3-0. I told people that Chelsea had already qualified. The moment we won 3-0, I knew that we were going to qualify no matter what. But I was not expecting Chelsea to lose that match. I was expecting Chelsea to win the second leg. Yeah, it's a home and away team. But losing 2-1 at home to it's really appalling. I really feel like I put the blame on the players. I will not blame the coach completely. I will blame the players because the coach started the match with a good set of players. You don't expect to use his complete first team to play Liga Warsaw at home in England, Stamford Bridge. So he played a good set. The likes of Kopama started the match. The likes of Jordan Sancho, Rhys James, Nkuku, Nicholas Jackson. But I really can't tell. The players lack momentum. They lack drive. They lack the hunger. I don't know whether it is the mentality that the coach is putting them that is affecting them. Because I, for one, I am not a subscriber to Enzo Maresca because I believe in of heritage, you go for coaches that have a high heritage. Enzo Maresca is a championship coach. If you listen to some of his interviews, he speaks like someone with an average mentality. He doesn't speak like someone with an A-class mentality. Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho will not talk the way Enzo Maresca talks. So I, for one, I'm not a fan of him. But I will not put the blame on yesterday's loss on him, as some people are doing on the net. I will put it on the players 180%. I feel like the players they are not just there. They are not at the top of their game. They are not there. Sometimes to win games, it is not just about the tactics of the coach. It is the individual brilliance of the players that wins games sometimes, and that is one thing that Chelsea lacks. The only person that had that flair was Kopama, and lately he has been out of form, and ever since it has been affecting the team greatly. So I'll put the blame on the players
But
completely.
apart from Kopama, you also mentioned Kuku, and I believe that he played. That yesterday I watched that match, and I believe he played fine football. What is your opinion on him, Mr. Roger?
Christopher Nkuku is a fine boy footballer. He's a fine boy footballer. That's one player that hardly gets stained on the pitch. Christopher Nkuku has lost faith in the fans. I'll put it at that. There was a time that Nicholas Jackson was injured. You know, they say in the kingdom where there are blind men, the man with eye is the king.
Yes.
That's the case of the Chelsea attack right now. Nicholas Jackson is not up there. He is one striker that I don't really enjoy his style because he knows how to create chances, he knows how to open up spaces, but your primary job as our striker is to finish, and he misses that a lot. If you give Nicholas Jackson 10 chances, he is likely to miss 8. And then there was a time he was injured, Ukuku was brought on. Ukuku could not even fill up the gap. Imagine missing Jackson. That tells a great deal. Imagine a team like Chelsea missing Nicholas Jackson. It shows that the person that is there is as good as dead. I'm sorry to use that word. So Christopher Nkuku is not somebody that I don't fancy him. Yes, he played a fine game yesterday, I won't lie. He played a decent game, but he's still not up there. He's still not fit enough to play the Chelsea style. Maybe the style of play is not what suits him, because I've realized that in the Premier League recently, players that come from German teams, they struggle. They struggle to do so well in the Premier League. Some of them do, not all of them. They struggle to do so well, and I don't know why that is. But I feel like the Chelsea style it is not his pattern. It is not his fit of play. So Christopher Nkuku for me is just there. He's just completing the numbers.
Okay, that's lovely. I like your opinion on that. But Mr. Osedion, we just spoke about Erojon just spoke about Enzo Maresca and the way he carries the team and leads the team. But I want you to give me an analysis on the formation that they use. They use a 4-2-3-1 against a Liga Warsaw that use a 4-1-4-1 formation. What is your opinion on the formation, and why do you think he maintained that formation from the beginning to the end of that game?
Just like they say, you never change a winning team. I believe you don't change a tactic that works for you. That was what they used to get their victory in the first leg, and it was used again in the second leg. The help of the two defensive midfielders is to cover for the defense. By the three players in the midfield is to spread their play wide. You know, they work with the wing, and with that, it's going to help the striker to get in balls or to get the balls into the net. But you find out that in this second leg, because of the rotation of the squad, they were not able to play up to expectation. Yes, like my presenter said.
Sorry, Mr. Osedion, can you be audible?
Hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Like I was saying, I said just like you cannot change a winning team, that's how you cannot change a winning tactics or a tactics that has worked for you, that has worked before for you. You understand? So you can see that he with that same formation, and it's not a bad idea because the help of those two defenders and two defensive midfield in front of your defenders is to cover up for the defense. You understand? The three players in midfield, they will help to spread the play widely and help the attack. So it's just that due to the fact that they have been having injuries lately, the coach has to rotate the squad and it has affected Chelsea deeply. Yes, just like the other guy said, I know, yes, the coach is not really of standard. It's not what Chelsea wanted, but I believe he can build into it. He just needs to gather that momentum. He has to be more positive with what he says. You know, sometimes he tries to give these mind games where he says, okay, we are not competing or we are not doing this, but at the end of the day, it's affecting your players. You have to give them that encouragement, that zeal to move forward. Because if you look at a player like Obama, he has lost it in the last 7 or 8 games. Imagine 15 games without a goal in all competitions. That's really poor for a player that has been Chelsea's best player even last season. So he has to work a lot to make sure these players are their best, because just spent a lot on players. This squad is over a billion, or how much have they spent so much on players? So you as a coach coming into the team, your work is to make sure these players are functioning properly. Even those you feel that, okay, this one is a write-up, there can be hope. I've seen a situation where, just like, sorry to use Arsenal as an example, Kiwa was a defender who was a write-up at some time, even almost being sold. But the coach said no. This guy still has something in him, right? So it was like, I'm going to work on him. So with that kind of mentality, if Maresca can follow up with that, I believe these players will do better. You have key games coming up in the Premier League, and it's crucial for you to make sure you qualify for the Champions League. So if he doesn't step up his coaching abilities, then it's going to be a big problem. So this game is just, yesterday game was just one where you saw, okay, Chelsea didn't really do well. Yes, they lost, but I think they can actually do better. They have the players.
Okay.
Nkunku,
I'm going to Mark Cucurella, and what is really his role, Mr. Osedion, in the Chelsea's team?
I think one thing with Cucurella is a left back, but he has this versatile ability to go forward, and he's the kind of player that I've seen in recent times where he's ready to step up for the team. So it's even a good thing for Chelsea because he's not limited to playing his left back. He has the ability to move forward. He tries to get into places where maybe the striker or the midfielders who are supposed to be there, they don't do their jobs. So it's a kind of drive to the team, because now Obama has relaxed a little bit. So I think Cucurella is the one give them, he has gotten about 5 or 6 goals in how many matches now. So he's the one trying to even give them that little bite to move forward. So I tell you, he's a good player for Chelsea, and he should continue to do that to help the team. He's a left back, but if you give him the chance to even play a strike, the position, we do that.
Okay, lovely analysis, Mr. Osedion. Over to you, Mr. Aero. The way they played the first leg and the second leg, we saw a lot of, the difference was clear. It was clear, it was how did they say it? It was audible to the deaf and visible to the blind, because you could see that the gameplay changed altogether. Chelsea took it home in the first leg, and that's what saved them to win the aggregate and move them to the semi-finals. So, Mr. Aero, what changed from the first leg to the second leg?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Tom. I feel what changed was, there's always this mentality. Football is 60% psychological. There's always this mentality. We have won the first leg and we have won with a good margin. Chelsea is an heavy job as compared to Liga Warsaw. You understand? So even Liga Warsaw coming to Stamford Bridge, they know that they are not going to have it easy at Stamford Bridge. We are already 3-0 up. Let us just relax the game, conserve our play. We don't need to do so much. That was what changed from the tactics. The first leg was, let's go there and get a result. Let us go there and win. We need a result from this tie. The second leg, all Chelsea needed to do was just to win the game for the home fans. That's all. Because deep down, even me as a viewer and a fan, I already knew that there's no way Chelsea will not qualify, having been above 3-0 up in the first leg. Yes, there's no way we will not qualify. So all they needed to do was, let's come home. We don't need to do so much. Conserve the play. It's just a replica of what Barcelona did against Dortmund. We don't need to do so much. Conserve the play, hold the ball, stress the game out, and we are done. That's what they came there. That was what changed. It just happens that they probably did not do it in the proper manner, and that's why Liga also had to win the match, and it was disappointing in front of the home fans. Okay. That's just the difference in what happened between the first and second leg.
So looking at Chelsea's form after their draw with Ipswich, what do you think? What do you think their form is now moving forward into the semi-finals?
Okay. Presently, Chelsea is not in the best of forms. They are not in the best states. They are not in the best states. I will still say it, and I will say it anywhere and any day, anytime, and anywhere. Sometimes it takes more than just the tactics of the coach to win a game. It takes the brilliance of players. Sometimes you just have to do exceptionally. And that was one thing that has been helping Chelsea over time that people did not realize. When Kopama was at his best, that's what was helping Chelsea to a large extent. Because at one point or the other, Kopama will do something brilliant. It's either we score a brilliant goal or we give a brilliant assist. You understand? So, going into the semi-finals, I feel Chelsea will still edge out and play the finals. I'm very certain of that. I'm not speaking because I'm a Chelsea fan. Chelsea will play the finals.
So we expect them to play in the finals.
Exactly. It's an heritage club. If not that Chelsea lost form, we are not even supposed to be playing in the Conference League in the first place. So playing in the Conference League and being a heritage club, I know Chelsea will edge their opponents in the semi-finals. Just that they will not.
Hello, Mr. Iro, are you there? Mr. Iro, I could see that
their own opponent.
Okay, I can hear you, Mr. Iro. Please go ahead.
Okay, their own opponents coming into the finals, you also know that they are not a walkover club. Also, they've done their hard work, they've done their bits, they've won games, and that's what brought them there. But I trust Chelsea to do better than them in the semi-finals, considering their form.
That's lovely. But we looked at watching the Enzo Maresca's post-match interview where he said that honestly he doesn't care about what happened before he came to Chelsea, and that when he was in, and that now that he's in Chelsea, he only cares about what is happening now and where they are now, that they are in the Conference League and they are playing the way he expects them to play, even if it's not the results that he wanted today, and that even if he would love to be playing in the Champions League and in some better leagues, that this is where he finds himself, and this is why he is here at the moment. So what is your opinion, Mr. Osedion, on Enzo Maresca's tactics and on Enzo Maresca as a person?
Yeah, when you look at Enzo Maresca as a coach, you will call him a rookie. You know,
I agree.
Let me say, this is the biggest platform so far. You know, Coach Leicester City winning the championship, coming to Chelsea. So this is the biggest platform. Sometimes you won't blame some kind of coaches. They've not really gathered themselves on how to prove to the public, this is what I'm supposed to say, this is how I'm supposed to act. You know. So I think for whatever he says, let's just let him be. You know. I think maybe in the next 3-4 years he's going to mature on the job. If he's still going to be at Chelsea, his speech and everything is going to get better. Is the way of organizing his team, his tactics, you know, is going to do better. So for now, I would just say he's trying to do the job. Yeah, he may not be the right man for the job, but I believe if he's given another chance and he does something more impressive than this, then he's actually going to improve as a coach.
Okay,
so I think You should just let Maresca be.
No
That's what I
problem,
would say.
no problem. But he's the man at the helm of the affairs of the Chelsea team. So, well, we have to
Yeah.
speak about him. So, over to you, Mr. Ero. In the first leg of the quarterfinals, we saw that Chelsea had 69% possession from what the statistics say. And in the second leg, it was a different ball game entirely. They had Liga also had 60% or so of the possession. But is it based, this statistics and the way they played, is it based on because they were already up 3-0, or is it that they just lost it in the second leg?
Okay. I think. Thank you very much, Mr. Tom. Both factors were at play. One, they were already up 3-0.
Mr. Iro, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Continue, please.
If you check the lineup that played yesterday, you see that Reece James and Debray Hall.
Hello, Mr. Iro.
I'm with you. Reece is not a natural midfielder. This Hall, on the other hand, does not.
Mr. Iro, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you, please. This Hall does not have the required experience engineer in midfield. So already that was already a minus on the team. That was already a minus. Having to play a game with Reece James in the midfield, playing standing in the midfield, and this Hall, who was his game, he's not really, he plays his best, but experience is required sometimes. Experience is really required sometimes. So that affected the team in one aspect. And two, the team going into the match, because they know that, okay, we're already 3-0 up, we're already at an advantage. Let's just go and conserve play. Let's just go and relax. Let's just hold the ball. And I think at some point, like you said, they lost it. At some point, they lost hold of that. They could not keep up to that in 100. That is why I said individual play as players also affect team performance. It is not just about the tactics. How do you, as a player, how do you implement this tactics that the coach have put in place? That's also what affected the Chelsea team yesterday.
Okay. Lovely analysis from the both of you. So right now we are going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we are going to be discussing on the match between Manchester United, the mighty Manchester United, and Lyon. So don't go anywhere. Sit back, hold your popcorn, because P&B Sports will be right back. Okay. Lovely. Welcome back to P&B Sports Show. We still have Mr. Ero John and Mr. Osedion here on our show. But now we are going to be moving over to the Manchester United's comeback. Yesterday they put an amazing comeback, Mr. Ero and Mr. Osedion. Don't you both agree?
I agree completely. That was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. It was a fantastic match yesterday.
Okay.
I was impressed.
Okay. So, what do you think about Ruben Amorim's motivation on this team? Yesterday they played fantastically well. I was wondering if we were watching. There's this match that people always say where I think Nigeria played. Was it India or something? And they beat Nigeria 99-0. It is a myth that we all hear. But this one, Manchester United came back from nowhere to give us this win. As a Manchester United fan, I have to say us. But what is your opinion on Ruben Amorim and the motivation he gives to the team, Mr. Osedion?
First of all, I'm going to say he's a very fantastic coach. We've seen him at Sporting, the way he organizes his teams, the way he plays football, And coming into this Manchester side, Manchester United have been struggling for the past few seasons. And what I like about him is his ability to drive the players to their best. There are sometimes you see some players are relaxed. That was what the issue with Rashford. You saw that Rashford was having that issue with the coach
And
where
they had to
he
boot
doesn't
him out
want.
of the team.
Yeah, he told him straight away. Say if you are not ready to play, then you can go. You can also see that he told Grenacho at the time that, look, if you don't play well, I'll have to put you on the bench. And Grenacho gradually is coming back to himself. Although yesterday he had a beautiful chance where he just wasted that ball, that would have killed the tie. Manchester United played very well yesterday, but they were very lucky, because how can you be playing against a 10-man side, a team that are down with a man, 10-man side, and at the end of the day, you are losing 4-2. Well, thank God that they had that fighting spirit. I think they had that the playback of 1999 where they came back against Bayern Munich to win the Champions League. So they had that dogged fight to the end. It was really an impressive game. Amorim's tactics, you saw that during the extra time, he had to bring out his plastic board. He had to go back to the drawing board to rearrange his tactics and everything, and it actually paid off when he removed Grenacho and I don't know the other player, bringing on Ericsson and Mason Mount. It was a very beautiful game. He had to change play. He had to just do what was necessary, and they got the result. It was a very impressive result. You saw Fernandes. Fernandes is a very good player. He really is the team's captain. He's the kind of leader you want in your team. He's the kind of player who drives. Even when all chips are down, he will be the one to, like, I can do this. I can still get there. He's a very good player, and for Amorim, he's a very good coach for Man United. I know the fans are already agitating. He should go out. This and that. He's not playing well, but I believe next season, if Man United can actually add to their squad, they will actually play very well. So, to me, he's the man for Man United. Yes, it's going to take time before he will balance the team, but for now, it was an impressive victory. This is one of the best Europa League games I've seen in fact, in a long time. It was superb from the beginning to the end. It's just that Man United lost it at some point, because how can you be leading 2-0 and from nowhere, 2 quick goals? Onana too has to really improve, because I think he's always on his flat foot. There are 1 or 2 instances where he's supposed to, like, try to ball and he's not even making any move. I know it was not totally his fault. The defense at some point was shambles, but I think I have to give it to Amorim. Amorim is a very good coach. He knows how to really tweak the game. He's the kind of coach.
That's lovely. That's lovely. That's lovely. So, Mr. Ero, the red card that Leon had, like, what was the impact of that red card? Because honestly, I thought that Manchester United should have taken advantage of the red card immediately, but they didn't. But so what is your opinion on the impact of that red card and how it affected Leon?
Okay, thank you very much. This is in 2 ways. One, the person that got the red card is a very important player in that team. Tolisso is a very important player in the Leon team. If you have been watching their matches over time, you have been watching their games this season. Tolisso, that's one. Secondly, a red card, as a matter of fact, even before the red card, he scored a goal.
Yes.
He scored their first goal in the encounter. So he's a very important player to the team. So that alone would have dropped the team morale. But I want to tell you this for free. I give it to Leon. They tried. Despite the red card, at some point they were leading the game 4-2. I think the impact of the red card on the game was one. At that point, Leon knew that. I always say something on this show, that football is a game of who wants it more. At that point in the game, Leon knew that this is a crossroad for us. It's now a do or die.
It is now or never.
The end game is near. Yes, it is now or never. The game is near. Now we are down to 10 men. We have seen Manchester City win a game with 10 men. We have seen teams.
Mr. Iro, are you there? Hello, Mr. Iro, are you there?
He showed a great bit of experience in the team, and that was what helped them. But then again, Mr. Tom, the plot twist. I knew that them having a red card was going to affect them, because let me tell you this for free, I'm not a Manchester United fan, but if there's one thing I envy about Manchester United, it's the fact that Manchester United have hunger. They show hunger. This is not the first time Manchester United is doing a comeback this season. This is not the first time. They are known for it. They have this drive, this hunger. Let me tell you, if it were Chelsea that was in 4-2 at that time, my brother, that match is gone. It's gone. Just go and prepare for the next match. They are not going to come back.
So if it were your club that were losing 4-2 at that time, it's gone. That's what you are trying to tell me.
It's gone, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yes, I'm telling you, it's gone. Nothing will happen again, because there is no drive. But Manchester United has this hunger. The moment Bruno Fernandes scored the penalty, I told the person I was watching the game with that bet Manchester United will win this match and it will not get to penalties. The moment he scored that penalty, I knew that Manchester United, because Manchester United has this hunger, and it would have been a big slap on Manchester United that you are playing a team with 10 men and they go on to beat you in your home soil. It would have been a very big slap on Manchester United. So the red card degenerated into two things. Just to answer your question, one, it gave Lyon a further drive and hunger that, now it's end game. We have to do this or never. On the other hand, it gave Manchester United the drive that these people are not down to 10 men. It's a big slap on us if we eventually lose this game to them. And this is our home soil. So both had everything to fight for. But Manchester United came out victorious. Shout out to them.
Okay. Like Mr. Ero rightly said, he said Manchester United is a club that has been known for comebacks this season. But Mr. Osedio, what do you think, or when did you think they had this momentum shift in the match that made them to win the match? Please, just shortly. Just answer your short.
Like Mr. Hero, like he said, after Bruno Fernandes scored a penalty, it gave them that wake-up call that, so we have gotten this goal. If we can get one, we can get two. And if we can get two, we can get three. So that was what brought back life to Old Trafford. So that was the turning point. That penalty was the turning point.
Okay. Lovely. I'm going to ask the both of you one question each. Mr. Ero, do you think Manchester United can take it all? Semi-finals.
Let me be very sincere with you. If Manchester United can defeat Atletico Bilbao in the semi-finals, then they will win the competition. I'm very certain. No matter who they play in the finals.
Okay, lovely.
If you can edge Bilbao in the semi-finals, the Europa League is theirs. No matter who they play in the finals.
Okay. Then Mr. Osedion, in the Conference League, do you think Chelsea can take it all?
I strongly believe that, because I think Chelsea is the strongest side, with the heritage they have had. They've gotten a lot of European experiences, so I don't think any team can come close. But it's a game of football, anything can happen, but Chelsea has a 70% chance of winning that Europa League final.
Okay.
So I believe they'll get it.
Lovely. I love the both of you's analysis, Mr. Ero and Mr. Osedion. Thank you so much. Many thanks from P&B. We really appreciate your coming here. You always give us this detailed analysis, and we love it. We love it, and our fans love it, and our listeners love it. So thank you so much, Mr. Ero and Mr. Osedion. That will be all for P&B. That will be all for P&B Sports Show today. I'm Aroko Tom. Have a blessed day.